Hello and happy day after Thanksgiving. My husband just pointed out it's also known as Black Friday. What's happening in our house right now is that it's the day after Thanksgiving. We have been in the kitchen all day long. I'm exhausted, my feet hurt, and I might be slightly battling headache because we stayed up late watching Home Alone. We were watching Home Alone.
Home Alone 1 and 2.
I missed the 2. I went to bed after 1. But it is the day after Thanksgiving. This is Cooking with Katie and a Cocktail. I am fresh out of bed because it's early, but we're hungry, so we're gonna make our go-to grits casserole, and we're going to be adding some Neese's hot sausage because Cooking with Katie and a Cocktail brought to you by Neese's Country Sausage. This casserole is fantastic. You can make it a day ahead of time while you're cooking for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Keep it in the fridge and then just bake it in the morning. It has cheese, it has grits, it has sausage, it has rotelle. It's super easy. We're going to put it together. We're going to start by making some grits. And I did brown or saute. I sauteed some green onion that we're going to be adding into the casserole, but I also browned the sausage ahead of time, so now we're just going to make the grits. We're going to start with our pan, and I'm going to bake it. The really cool thing about this casserole is that you can make it and bake it in your same pan, or you can do this in a large saucepan, making your grits and adding in all your cheeses and sausage, and then turn it out into a buttered casserole dish. But because we have this and it goes into the oven, just gonna make it one pan. This is 2 cups of water and 1 1/4 cup of milk. And we're gonna get that boiling. I do have some of those sausage bits down the bottom because I'm not washing the pan in between. So once that boils,
What's that called?
it's called something.
All the delicious bits that are attached to the bottom of the pan.
Which is what they always want you to make sure you get when you're making a gravy or doing a roux or anything. You get all the bits up off the bottom of the pan.
We will have the technical term in the comments.
Yes, we will. We'll also have all of the ingredients in the comments and also a picture of all of your ingredients. So maybe if you're shopping at the grocery store for these items, you can just kind of check off what you'll need. While I'm waiting for this to boil, I prefer, if I'm going to be using Velveeta, Ben is silencing our children, sorry. I prefer the queso blanco. I just like the white cheese better than the orange cheese, but use whichever Velveeta you prefer. While I'm waiting for that to boil, I've already opened up my can of rotelle. Oh, and by the way, I do have to give props for this recipe to my best friend Juliana, because I have my phone here to pull up the recipe that is saved in my Gmail because she sent it to me. I don't know, I've been making this for years, making it for years, and I save it in my Gmail because it's the best casserole. So thank you, Juliana, for finding it, creating it, passing it along. But it's one of those recipes that's just fantastic. And everybody will love it. And the original recipe doesn't have sausage in it, but everything's better with sausage, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Not always the most gourmet of ingredients, but Velveeta is the best for melting and making everything delicious. Can't go wrong. It's kind of like a sausage dip, but with grits and a cheesier, I guess, thicker consistency. We're going to be using 4 ounces of the Velveeta.
It's kind of like cutting a stick of butter, right?
Pretty much. I feel weird about doing it. Maybe I should.
Definitely do it on the cutting board.
Yeah, true. I'm still waiting for that to boil. All right, I'm just gonna. This is a very poorly set up thing this morning, but everything that we own is in the dishwasher because of Thanksgiving. And really, Ben just cleaned up the kitchen just for this, so thank you, because it was a hot mess. I have a funny picture to post of what our kitchen really looked like yesterday. Did a quick little check-in on Facebook Live, just asking y'all what you were making for your or what you put on your Thanksgiving table, and like seriously, 10 minutes later, every cabinet in this kitchen was open. There were people running through. I mean, our kids. It was a small Thanksgiving this year. We had just our little family of 4, and then Ben's dad was here with us celebrating. He's still sleeping, by the way.
I'm
trying to be quiet. Yeah.
He's sleeping.
Well, he has a sound machine on.
Yeah.
And he drank wine, so.
I drink wine too, and I'm here.
You're their dad. You have to be.
So if anybody sees the video swaying, it's yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we needed the tripod this morning, although it's not set up properly. All right. This is starting to boil, so we're going to add 1 cup of quick cooking grits. These are quick cooking, right? Grits. I don't know.
Bags right there.
They're not quick cooking.
Regular grits.
Yeah, they're not. Okay. So you can use them here. Obviously, it'll go a lot quicker. I'll stir it in there. We're going to add a pinch of salt. I was making my gravy last night, and you know, I still can't taste or smell. And I was asking Ben's dad to help me decide how it tasted, how I was seasoning it, because it's difficult to cook when you can't taste and smell anything. And I had made the same gravy that I made on Cooking with Katie, the exact same way. I think the chicken stock was just a little bit different.
I toyed with the broth stock and added carrots to it. So if anybody wants to know what not to do, don't add carrots to that broth.
Well,
it takes away.
You said it made it a lot sweeter, right?
The carrots were sweet, so it took it eliminated all the savory saltiness from it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was not good.
Well.
But now we know.
Now we know. But also, everything was delicious to me because I couldn't taste it. But Ben's dad was like, needs a little bit more onion, needs a little bit more salt. And I thought,
needs celery.
Oh, celery. He said that he wanted it to have celery. But I just took his word for it, and y'all said it was great. So
yeah,
definitely felt like I was cooking blindly in a way. You know what I mean? All right, so this is starting to boil. We're going to turn the heat down to a simmer the same way that you would cook grits. And when it starts to really thicken up after about 3 minutes or so, 3-4 minutes, we're going to add in, cover this and turn it down.
Yeah, it might take a little bit longer because we're not working with quick cooking.
Yeah, we're not
grits.
working with the quick cooking grits.
Instant grits is what some people call it.
Y'all, I need to drink a lot of coffee and a lot of water. We're going to add half of this cheese. That's going to be about 3/4 of a cup. It's just shredded cheddar. And so we're going to add that in. We're going to add in our 4 ounces of Velveeta. We're going to add in, and this is why it's delicious, we're going to add in a half of a stick of butter. And then we're going to add in our about a half cup of sauteed green onions. Now I have some extra green onions, so we can add those for garnish when it's finished baking. We're also going to add in a 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then it goes into an oven for 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. And then you pull it out, top it with the other 3/4 cup of cheese, and then put it in there till it's golden brown and bubbly, and then you pull it out. We also cannot forget to add our Neese's country sausage. And this is the hot. Although I feel like sage would be really great in there, or just the regular country sausage.
Be mindful when you're doing it that the hot's what we pulled out to use, but with the Rotel, a little leery about how hot it might be. But you know what?
Oh, this is mild though. The Rotel is mild, so it'll be okay. Or have I told you all this before? The same girlfriend who sent me this recipe, we both went to Appalachian State, and we used to work at McAllister's Deli on campus when it first opened. And there were some people who were working in the kitchen with us, a little bit older. And they kept saying, grab the roto, because McAllister's Deli has the cheese dip that uses the Velveeta and the Rotel.
Don't tell the secrets.
Well, it came in like a premixed bag, I think. It was delicious, don't get me wrong. But they kept saying, grab the roto. We were like, roto? What is roto? We had no idea what roto was. Rotel. So, you know, it's a funny story. So every time now when Julianne and I see each other, we're like, hey, do you have any roto lately? It's funny to us. It's not cooking with Katie and a cocktail today. It's cooking with Katie and some coffee. It's just as catchy.
Still starts with it. Still has the seed.
Yeah. Garlic powder stuck to that. It's from all the times that I use it near an open stove and all the steam gets in there. This ready. Shouldn't do that, but you know, working near the steam. So, our little clump in there. All right, I'm gonna check my grits. That's super hot yet. Well, it's thickening. And all of the, what's the word? I wish we could Google while we were talking. All of the brown bits on the bottom from the sausage definitely.
Fond.
Fond?
Bond.
All the fond.
I think it's
Fond.
we get your phone right there beside you.
It's running low on battery, but I'll Google it.
Yeah.
All right, just a couple more minutes on the grits. I did bump up the temperature a little bit. All right, let me give it a goog. This is what you get when you get a live video.
No.
Well, you know, cooking with Katie segment. Brown bits on bottom pan.
Please.
Deglazing. Fond. F-O-N-D, you were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Maybe you should be back here.
I knew those cooking classes.
Yeah.
Started with Todd were
Paying off.
Yeah.
We need to do more of those. Why? Oh, for me.
No, I'm just saying.
All right.
It takes a lot to cover that.
The expense. They are kind of expensive. But a really fun Christmas gift to give.
They
Cooking
are.
class would be awesome. Cooking class. All right. Yeah,
And if you're
definitely.
here in Greensboro, there's a good one.
At Chef Redo's.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you.
He is a caterer here in the area, and he offers cooking classes. I think they've been a little bit different since coronavirus, where I think he does a majority of the cooking, but you get to just sit right up at the bar and watch him, and it's you get to eat everything that he makes. So I mean, that's still fun. But we've taken several of those classes.
Mm-hmm. Very delicious. A lot of fun too.
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, I think it's just anytime you can give an experience, it's totally worth it to me, I think. So now Ben knows what to get me for Christmas. You always know that. All right, we're going to add, seriously, y'all, this is stuck.
I'm going to take the bag of coal off the list.
Isn't getting that anyway. All right. Kids might be.
Kids possibly could.
That is a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So and the grits are definitely thickening up, so I'm just going to go ahead and add, for the sake of time, add everything in here and show you what it looks like before it goes into the oven, and then I will show you what it looks like, post a picture in the comments, what it looks like when it comes out. You can serve this hot. You know what, though? It's also good at room temperature.
Yes,
Okay.
if you let it just hang out for a little while, the grits and the cheese and everything comes together,
Mm-hmm.
and it is absolutely fantastic.
Yes. This is a 1/2 stick butter. Makes casseroles and grits so much better. We're going to let that melt in there. They're being relatively quiet. And then we're going to add in half of our cheese. Now, normally I prefer to use the cheese that you grate yourself, just from your block, and you grate it. We did not have any of it, and we only had mozzarella left. So this is cheese that has come from the bag. It'll be fine because it's going into a casserole, but I do prefer for freshly grated to always be what we use. This is a mix of cheddar and then Mexican cheese.
Use what you got.
That's right.
In the fridge.
And you know what? Mozzarella, I bet, probably would have been just fine. But I also didn't feel like grating anything. I already updated you on the state of my condition. Oh, I bet some bacon would also be good in here.
Ate all that yesterday.
He ate, well, not just you, but your dad. We ate a lot of bacon yesterday.
I don't know why we cooked it on I was going to use it for the Brussels sprouts, and then ended up just cooking all that bacon.
And we ate all that bacon.
So,
All right, this is the 4 ounces of Velveeta. Add that in.
So we need to bump up the temperature.
Maybe a little bit. I just don't want it to, burn to the bottom because it is still bubbling slightly. All right, and then now we're going to add, no need to drain because the grits will absorb any of the liquid that comes out of the Rotel. But we're going to add in 1 can of Rotel. I'm using mild. You certainly could use, we just had mild, certainly could use the hot if you love spice.
Or even the medium.
Or do they have a medium?
I think it is. Is that medium or is that mild?
This is the traditional, or the original. I always thought that was mild.
I think it's a medium.
Yeah, because you're right, because normally it says mild on there.
Yeah.
All right, so we have medium. Never mind. This might be a little spicy for the kids.
Yeah, so
As
we learned yesterday for Thanksgiving, that, you know what, we do all this work. It's not for our family, it's for us.
No, it's for us. It was for us. We never get to cook Thanksgiving because, well, we get to do a side dish and be in the kitchen with, my sisters cooking, but we're never normally here for Thanksgiving. And this year it was really nice. It was sad that we were not all together, but it was actually nice to be doing some of the cooking, or all of the cooking in our house. I'm going to add my sauteed green onions. Those in there. They were just sauteed in a little bit of butter, and also a little bit of the sausage drippings. Flavor. All right, and speaking of sausage, once I get this all incorporated, I imagine that this is smelling pretty fantastic right now.
It does smell very, very good.
Does it?
Yes.
Just picturing all of the ingredients doing what they do in one pan. And I just want to make sure that the grits aren't getting lumpy, which is why I'm stirring it as often. But all of that cheese is starting to melt in there.
And how long do you bake it for?
This is going to go for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
25, 30 minutes. And
At
then
what temperature?
at 350. Yeah, at 350. And when it's pretty solid, I mean, it's not going to be, cut it into blocks yet. Once it cools, you can. But, it's like a grits casserole, so you want your grits to be looser. I mean, not like soup or anything, but, grits. But you're going to pull that out after about 25, 30 minutes and then top it with the remaining cheese. And then once the cheese melts,
I was about to say, you put it back in.
Yeah.
With the cheese.
Yeah, with the cheese on top.
Just for a couple minutes.
A couple more. Just till it gets bubbly. I remember the first time I made this for Ben, and I remember specifically you were like, this is incredible, and it is my new favorite. And you can, there's so many breakfast casseroles that you can make with crescent rolls or with biscuits or hash browns or tater tots. This is just a different one because I really love grits. All right, and I'm going to add, this is a pound of sausage, but I'm going to add probably about a half pound.
Save the rest for eggs.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I was talking with one of my girlfriends. We had brunch the other day. And I think some of y'all have made this recommendation before, but she was talking about making the Neese's country sausage balls with the biscuit mix from Red Lobster. And I really,
We have one.
we do, I know. And we have a couple pounds of sausage in the freezer. So maybe throughout the rest of the weekend, we'll be making that and posting a couple videos of that too.
Well, the other thing, and I don't know if I told you this or I was just thinking in my head, but Dad
There's
brought
so many conversations like that. Like, did I tell you that
No.
or no? Okay, was I just thinking it?
So Dad brought those collards, and
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
that you put the spinach in the
Meatballs.
yeah.
That would be delicious.
So I wonder, didn't we also do spinach in the sausage balls
Oh,
before?
we did. Yeah, we did
So
add
I'm
that.
wondering if we could add collards.
Let's do that today.
I think we should.
Let's do that this afternoon.
With the biscuit mix too. Really?
I think that sounds like a really good idea, doesn't it? Or is this our too much wine in the evening
You can
talking?
say it's called hangover.
Yeah. Is this our hangover talking? I don't know. All right. This is totally incorporated. The cheeses are all melted. The sausage is now in there. We have the green onions. We have the grits. Pretty thick. I'm going to put a cover on this, and it's going to go into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, again at 350. We're going to pull it out of the oven, top it with the rest of the cheese, leave the lid off this time, and when it gets all bubbly, pull it out, top it with some more green onions. Please check back on our Facebook page and also at cookingwithkatieandacocktail.com. All of the ingredients will be there and the recipe. I have no excuse today not to do it because it's Black Friday. I'll be online shopping no matter what anyway. Happy day after Thanksgiving, y'all. Have fun shopping, and thank you for tuning in. Bye!